Hello, welcome to this update for Oceania. So, the last weeks of winter will still have some cold fronts across southern Australia, spots of New Zealand, and even more spots of Oceania like Fiji, Vanuatu. Today's the 25th. We have this extratropical cyclone forming the ocean, and there's this front across Vanuatu and about to affect Fiji as well. Monday the 25th into Tuesday. It will mainly affect Fiji by Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Tonga later. So throughout Wednesday, that the 27th, expects some thunderstorms and some heavy rain across portions of Fiji and also some across Tonga. And then it will diminish before it reaches the Cook Islands. But Tonga, we will have some stronger storms and a light shower too in the Cook Islands, but barely nothing. So be aware, especially because the storms can be stronger there across Vanuatu, Fiji, and Tonga. There can be some local instances of flash flooding. So that show like some 40 to 50 millimeters a few areas, and then let's see if this works here because the internet is not working too well here. So some 34 millimeters, 58. So nothing too crazy, but be careful because a few storms will be stronger. So there's showing Samoa storm or two as well, northern Samoa, and basically the other islands. So they show southern Tonga, especially the southern areas of Tonga, and like to Vanuatu, a few storms today now, and New Caledonia very little, but be careful those areas across Fiji into Tonga, and then further east, they'll show a few showers in French Polynesia, mainly the southern areas, the northern areas not much, and across the Pitcairn Islands as well, some 60 millimeters at Town, and some other areas, southern French Polynesia. Some areas slightly less, like Rairua, Averua, very little, and almost nothing next 5 days. But in the tropics, you might have more. In the Samoa Islands, some showers and storms, spots of central Samoa Islands, into Papua New Guinea as well. So shows Western Guinea, some heavy downpours into Papua New Guinea in more than 100 meters in a few areas. So be careful, those showers and storms. And the further north you go in the tropics, shows even more. In the Marshall Islands, those parades of showers and storms, the intertropical convergence zone. So be careful. And then now in the south here, most of Australia is dry, especially the north, but the south still very wet, especially across New South Wales, Tasmania, and Victoria, spots in South Australia as well, into Southwestern Australia. And then the European model is even showing spots in New South Wales close to 100 meters and even 91 in Victoria and to Tasmania. And a big part of this will be snow as well. So be careful in those areas. The GFS is just like to 60, 70 millimeters in a few areas. And then in Tasmania, the GFS is even to like 106 in a few areas, like central southern Tasmania, 110. So be careful in those cold fronts because they will bring some heavy rain. So here does show for snow the possibility of some heavy snow with these last fronts. Perfect closing to winter spots in Victoria and New South Wales, even further north in South Wales, some 11 centimeters, central sun areas around Canberra. In the sea, not much, but like just south of Canberra, and even to like 51 centimeters southern New South Wales, the snowy mountains. So be careful in those areas into Victoria, more snow, and even more spots into South Australia. The Europeans is even showing in Adelaide some 1 centimeter. So sometimes the European levitates, but sometimes it's right. So be aware, Central Tasmania might get a lot as well. So be aware. And I don't know why this thing doesn't want to work here. So some 43 centimeters in some areas. The icon doesn't have anything in South Australia, basically anything. So that was just the European levitating, but it does show a lot central Tasmania into New South Wales, some mountains as far north as the town of Orange, and a few spots, especially the snowy mountains to 48, 50 centimeters. So stay safe in those areas, in Victoria as well, and Tasmania. Now the GFS. The GFS absolutely nothing in South Australia, so I don't really think you get anything. But keep watching. There's like Central Victoria might get a few things, but especially the snowy mountains, Victoria into New South Wales, even Canberra. The GFS has snow from most of the city and spots as far north as Orange. So be careful, and even further north in the GFS, most of Tasmania. So be aware in those areas. And there's the access as well. The access does have a tiny bit in South Australia, so you never know. You might get a tiny hint of snow, but the access across southern New South Wales and the Snowy Mountains is as high as like some 62 to 80 to 82 centimeters on the axis next 5 days. So prepare a snowman and be careful. Shows in Tasmania as well, some spots there in New South Wales. So be aware for rain, the excess on the rainfall has some high accumulation too. So be aware. And the next stop is New Zealand, that might have more than 100 millimeters across the western slopes there. So be careful. Some heavy rain and even some flash flooding possible in a few areas western New Zealand next 5 days. This is until August 30th. So just be aware there and be careful. And as you might have guessed, there'll be a lot of snow in the mountains already. And when I say a lot, I actually mean it because now it's showing 155 centimeters of snow in those mountains in southern New Zealand. So be aware. And so 134, I think this is the most the model has ever showed so far this season. So if this verifies, you actually get a lot, but you never know. Sometimes it never verifies. So, but even the GFS is showing to like 135 centimeters in Mount Cook. The icon is also to 65. The icon is not too much, just 67 centimeters. The axis is not incredibly much, it's just some 80 centimeters. So, if the European or the GFS verifies, you have a lot of snow. So be aware, but even the icon scenario showing a lot. I think this might be the most snowfall yet this season. So be aware, and the northern slopes might get a centimeter or two as well. So be careful. It shows like across Auckland, some rain as well, spots of central Northern Ireland. So be aware in those areas, and you might be wondering when is all of this going to come. So now is August 25th, shows a front in South Australia and in Tasmania, and some rain across Perth as well. So Monday into Tuesday, for Tuesday, right, it shows more rain in Tasmania and across New South Wales, Victoria, throughout Tuesday, and some snow as well, but especially like on Wednesday, might be more snow Tuesday to Wednesday. So Wednesday to Thursday maybe because when the cold air comes in behind it. So still some rain and snow by Wednesday night into Thursday. Shows Thursday and Friday still some rain across spots of South Australia. And then into Friday afternoon, more snow. So the heaviest snow might be Friday afternoon, Friday into Saturday across Tasmania into Victoria. And this map shows even some wet snow and some freezing rain in the pink, so a little bit of freezing rain possible as well. So be aware in those areas Friday, then into Saturday afternoon, and then it goes away. So be aware. And New Zealand, that doesn't show much right now, but shows like Monday, and then this system We will pass just north of New Zealand by Tuesday, some rain in Auckland, Tuesday, Wednesday, then it goes away. But the actual front with some heavy snow will come Wednesday into Thursday, some heavy rain and snow. So this is Thursday, the 28th, shows some heavy precipitation, southern New Zealand. Thursday into Friday, the snow might continue until Saturday. So be aware, then Saturday into Sunday shows another front. So it will be one front and then another one. So Saturday, Sunday still shows by Monday, September 1st, a little bit of snow. So be aware of these back-to-back systems and stay safe. So shows here on the temperatures because I bet they are quite cold as well. So starting with New Zealand and southeastern Australia. Tonight, the 25th, shows some negative temperatures in the mountains, New Zealand, and slightly chilly in many areas. Shows like slightly warmer Central Australia behind ahead of the cold front, and slightly colder still in the southeast. But this goes during the night, not too cold, but still slightly colder. By Tuesday night, the 26th, shows some negative temperatures in New Zealand again and spots and even the North Island. In Australia, nothing too crazy still, but still chilly in some areas during the night. So Tuesday shows here still warmer across Queensland, spots of Queensland, there's even northern New South Wales warmer. Then Wednesday night to Thursday is when this cold air really starts coming across Tasmania, some active temperature spots in New South Wales. So starting Wednesday night until until Saturday, Sunday, some frost is possible. So shows like New Zealand, slightly colder through the mountains. Then Wednesday into Thursday, this is the maximum temperatures during the day, Thursday, and the mountains still will remain below zero during the day. So Thursday, and then during the night, still shows like slightly negative temperatures. Tasmania, a few spots there, and New Zealand still. So in the coastal areas, some 10 degrees. Melbourne, Sydney is 11 degrees further north, and then Thursday, Friday, still quite warmish central areas during the day, but still like Canberra, a few areas still cold. So Friday shows like the real cold starts Friday when the snow will start kicking. So frost, especially Friday the 29th until September 1st. So like in Tasmania, even to -3, -2, some -7 in New Zealand. So be careful in Canberra, spots there just south in the snowy mountains to -4. And in the coast, it's some 10 degrees, slightly better, but even South Australia to 3 degrees. So Friday, Saturday does warm up in the afternoon, Saturday, but still slightly cold in a few areas. But northern New Zealand reaches as far north, like even to get some 16 degrees, so it's doing good in Auckland, but in the south still cold. So Saturday and then Saturday night until Sunday. August 30th, that showed southern half of New Zealand some negative temperatures, even to -5. And now take a look at this. Most of New South Wales is in the eastern mountains to -3, -4. Spots in Victoria even to -4. In Tasmania, the big chunk of Australia below 5 degrees during the night. Some 8 degrees near the coast. So Saturday, Sunday does warm up. In the Northwestern Territory, even warms up a lot in Western Australia, some like some 37 degrees. So you have two extremes, a cold extreme and a hot extreme. But by September 1st, Monday, the show slightly better. Still cold to -2 in the southeast, but better. So show like across New Zealand, still to -8, even in the mountains. So still be careful. Tuesday, Wednesday, and some cold remains into September in southeastern Australia into New Zealand. So stay safe in those areas. Be careful. So further west in Australia, does show now like In spots in northern Australia ahead of this cold front is even to like 37 degrees, 36, so it even feels like a winter heat wave. Even to South Australia, 32 degrees. So enjoy it while you have it, because this cold air is coming behind it. Shows some 4 degrees during the night in southwestern Australia, and then shows like Tuesday night, 26 and 10 degrees in Perth, some inland areas to 4 degrees. So Wednesday, Thursday, especially like Friday mornings, some 4 degrees, 7 degrees, about southwestern Australia. Then Thursday to Friday remains hot there in the north, but still cold. This is Saturday, the 30th, also like some 5 degrees, a few towns 4 degrees, some 8 degrees in Perth. So be aware, and this is just the temperatures, the wind chills, the feels like temperature, especially across Eastern Australia, might feel colder. Some -2 might feel like -5 or even less. So be careful, the wind chills as well. Then even some fog is possible. These cold mornings, you never know. Not so much, but like there shows some fog in the southeast a few days. So Friday, Thursday doesn't really show much. Wednesday, sometimes on the East Coast as well, but depends on the day. But especially from this Friday to next Monday, be careful some frost in a few areas, even some heavy frost. And check the Australia link in the description for more warnings and like some data. So be aware in those areas. In the tropics, not much to say. It's some tropical temperatures. Just the interior of New Caledonia, slightly less tropical, but 17 degrees is fine. So be aware in those areas. The mountains, New Guinea, is slightly less. So yeah, the thing to say here is this: the waves and the winds from those cold fronts. So there's this system now, some more winds in Fiji and those areas, but after the Thursday, the 28th, does calm down a lot across Vanuatu, Fiji. It does calm down. But still, some waves in southern French Polynesia, southern Cook Islands, and those areas from those cyclones, the South Pacific. So be aware. But later, but by September 1st, it does calm down those areas as well, and thus some waves might come back towards Fiji and New Caledonia by September 2nd. But this is just a forecast; it can change. So be aware in those areas. But in terms of wind gusts, there's this system now, this extratropical cyclone south of Burnt Pine in Australia, and then it does show some stronger winds southern Fiji in some areas. Nothing too crazy, but be aware, a few stronger gusts. In Australia, there's this front in the southwest now, so some strong gusts near the coast, and as this goes towards South Australia, Victoria, does show some strong gusts as far north as Northern Territory and spots in South Australia too, but especially like in the mountains, Victoria, tomorrow, Tuesday, and spot in Tasmania, some strong winds. So stay safe, shows very strong winds north and south of Tasmania by Wednesday, and then Thursday, still the mountains in New South Wales, some strong gusts, and be careful if there's wind and snow or rain at the same time. It makes visibility very hard. And take a look at this. This here has the potential to be a very big storm, like the final storm of winter to be remembered. So shows in South Australia some strong gusts, and then like in New South Wales, even to 94 km per gust in the European. So we are still watching this. It might not be this strong because the European sometimes gets crazy and it's still a few days out, but we will be watching. And there'll still be some storms and cold fronts into the first weeks of spring. So the models already show a few more fronts into September. So beware Friday, the 29th, it does calm down to Saturday, but still some strong winds near the coast in New South Wales as well and Victoria. So please monitor the weather alerts during the next few days. If you are in those areas of southeastern Australia, then the GFS shows Tuesday strongest New South Wales, and even breezy conditions into northwest Australia, a few areas. And Tuesday, Wednesday, show still in Tasmania there. Then Thursday to Friday, it's not as strong as the European, but the GFS also shows some strong gusts across most of southeastern Australia Friday to Saturday. So be aware in those areas. The icon is like the European kind of. It has some widespread strong gusts in a few areas south Australia, even the mountains above 100 km per gust down the icon near Tasmania because the extratropical cycle we will be very close to land with this system. So at the peak strength, the icon even shows like 118 km per gust between Tasmania and Australia. So be aware between Tasmania and Victoria. So it does show like central Tasmania, the icon even to 121 km per gust Saturday and spots New South Wales. So this still can change, but we'll keep watching. And the access is not too strong, but it also shows some strong gusts in most of those areas. So please be careful these winds and warn others of this storm coming. New Zealand might have a similar fate, so shows Monday, Tuesday still calm, a storm just north of New Zealand, some strong gusts in the ocean, but does show starting Wednesday, strong gusts in the South Island. So this comes, and then the peak gusts there in the mountains. The European is estimating even to like 131 km per gust in the mountains. Southern New Zealand as well, so 118 more spots there. The icon shows a similar thing, maybe not too strong. Then Wednesday, Thursday, still some strong gusts in the North Island as well, like the European some close to 90 km per gust. The icon is stronger in the North Island, more than 100 Thursday, but be aware, Thursday, Friday shows like still some strong winds, a few spots in the North Island Friday, and then Saturday the next system comes, and this is about the 31st by like next Sunday and probably lasting until September 1st. So show like some widespread strong gusts throughout northern New Zealand and also southern areas. But if this happens, most of New Zealand will be affected. It's like on September 1st in the morning. So we are still watching this, and if this actually happens, we'll try to make some other videos. But please monitor the upcoming forecast and be prepared. Like if this comes with like snow in the mountains plus winds, there might be some blizzard conditions. So please be careful and like warn others and continue monitoring this. So stay safe.